Alright.
Yeah, I mean, why not? So,
Okay.
really quick, so this is Giuliano Argenti. I did get the fucking haircut that at least one person in the comment asked me when I was gonna get. Unfortunately, fucking it hasn't grown in yet. And I'm kind of unshaven. So also, my lazy ass friend, who I am gonna allow to remain anonymous, but like it's the last time.
No.
You know, I had
Not the last time.
I had to.
I'm not putting my.
No, I mean,
my name
yeah,
out
I mean
there.
you're on thin ice because, I had to drive out to the far corners of his, where he lives.
So it's in my neighborhood, which is different.
Which is in a country and location that can't be disclosed because of his sensitive nature of his work for a certain entity.
Yeah.
It's funny that honestly, like of all like my friends, like the person that I choose to do an MMA podcast with or YouTube channel with is actually somebody who whose identity can't be compromised. But
Right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Fuck it. Okay, alright. UFC Vegas 97. It actually is a fucking fairly good card. Fairly good card for for an Apex card. I feel like there's I feel like it opens hot and then there's like a lull.
There's three
There's
fights.
there's a 45-minute lull.
Yeah, they try to get you to watch the Despaigne fight. And
Well, of
stick
course.
around for the females.
All right, so with that,
Yeah, you got Robelis Despaigne versus Austen Lane.
Okay, so Robelis Despaigne, personal hero of mine, from Taekwondo. Not anymore, but ever since that fucking just completely atrocious performance against Waldo Cortez Acosta, who is not even that good. I think he took Arlovsky to a split decision. There's no way that guy beats Despaigne striking, but Despaign's absolute defenselessness on the ground means that, once he gets past Austen Lane, which he will, because Austen Lane, after the Contender Series, has had, two fucking just jarringly brutal knockouts at the hands of Justin Tafa and, Gennaro Denise?
Yeah.
In Gennaro Denise's debut. Austen Lane is, he's one of these guys, he's 6'6", he doesn't weigh in at the heavyweight limit. It's like, though he may have knockout power, his just lack of general fighting ability relative to, basically any other fighter on the UFC roster, except for perhaps Josh Parisian, but that sick matchup will never happen because they cut Parisian. Parker Porter's long on too.
Oh, he's going?
Yeah, he's going to top him. I think he is. But anyway, Robelis Despaigne is...
He's probably going to win, right?
Robelis Despaigne is going to win without a doubt. I don't know.
Well, there's like an off chance that Austen Lane just lays on him, but probably
Austen Lane's grappling is what? What is he? He's got a... Does he have it? Yeah, he has a takedown average of what? Or takedown accuracy, rather, of 20%.
The thing is,
but you're assuming, first of all,
Cortez Acosta had never even attempted a
regardless, it was in his wheelhouse. Also, you're assuming that Robelis Despaigne, after losing his first professional fight, never, has spent no time just drilling wrestling, drilling jiu-jitsu, constant grappling. His striking, the power of his striking is already known.
For sure, he's probably going to win. For sure.
Honestly, it's like, and because of the, Taekwondo background and all that, if I will retire my channel if Robelis Despaigne does not win. I've never made a promise I haven't kept so far. But yeah, Despaigne beats Austen Lane 1,000 times out of 1,000.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So what about Alice Ardelean versus Melissa Martinez?
Alright. So I fucking can't smoke these things apart, right? So where's your vape? So a few things are certain in this life, right? Despaigne beating Austen Lane is one that is. Now,
I hope you're not about to say that a women's result is certain.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, there are ones that are. They're in the vast minority. Fucking babes, man. Okay. So, I'm freaking self-conscious about my hair. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, so basically, Melissa Martinez versus Alice Ardelean. So, you essentially have two fighters at strawweight. The 5-year age difference, I don't really think that matters much. Now, Martinez's reach, at 66 inches, her being an inch shorter at 5'2" than Ardelean. Also the fact that this is only her second UFC fight. She lost the unanimous decision to Elise Reed, but I do think her style is just a bit... there's no other way to say it, it's a bit more precise, and I think she has a lot more damaging ability than Ardelean. If I remember correctly, Ardelean, who did she lose to? I had Bannon in that fight, and by the way, this is also, it's both of their second UFC fights. They both lost their first. Alice Ardelean versus Shauna Bannon. I took Bannon, just looking at last minute, looking at her, regional stuff. It turned out to be right by split decision. That was, a fight that, should never have, whatever. It's female MMA. Yeah. It is what it is. Anyway,
hard to predict.
So if you also look at the fact that Melissa Martinez is weighed in at 113, 2 pounds under, whereas Ardelean has taken the extra pound on 116, which means that she's bulkier but does not have the reach advantage. I think that Melissa Martinez is going to be faster. I think she's going to, just on point fighting alone, is probably going to, you know what? Martinez is going to win. Unless Ardelean somehow, you know what? I don't see it for Ardelean. I just don't see it.
Okay, what about Jessica Penne versus Elise Reed?
Elise
Reed.
So this is another one.
Yeah,
actually, you know what?
It's another banger fight.
Honestly, it could be just because of the age of Jessica Penne. At 41, she is the oldest fighter on this card, contrary to what most people may believe, given the Elkins Pineda matchup. She also, she's tall for a strawweight at 5'5" with a 67-inch reach. That's definitely true. She really, her striking has been decent. The thing, she was submitted by Tabitha Ricci. Also the inactivity too. She last fought in March of 2023 and was submitted in the second round by Tabitha Ricci. She lost to Emily Ducote. Before that, she had a submission win over Karolina Kowalskiewicz. She changed her last name since, it doesn't really fucking matter. And she beat Lupi Godinez in a questionable split decision. Before that, she lost mostly decisions. But yeah, no, her UFC, she won the tough finale by split decision. And then, that was the season that, The evil bitch that went on to get fucking knocked out by Rose Namajunas. It was her versus
I didn't watch. I don't.
Yeah, whatever. It was
I
her.
watched that,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It was her versus Penne.
Okay.
And and she got fucking knocked out by Joanna. Fucking why I always forget. I don't even attempt to pronounce her last name because I always fucking forget how to say it.
What?
Joanna. Goddamn, it's like I know her whole career.
Joanna Andrzejczyk?
Jedrzejczyk. Yeah, whatever the fuck. I always forget how to pronounce it.
It's hard. Yeah, the Polish spelling is hard to.
No, I know, but I've heard it said so many times. I'm kind of ashamed of myself. But anyway, Penne went on to also get knocked out by Jessica Andrade. Danielle Taylor beat her. She won a questionable split decision over Luby Godinez. Really, the submission over Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
Another Polish girl.
Yeah, she also changed her last name recently, I think. But yeah, that one submission stands alone as that's her crowning achievement in the octagon. She's also 41 years old. I just don't see her being able to keep pace with with Elise Reed. Definitely not with Emily Ducot, because Ducot beat her the fuck. I'm gonna go with Elise Reed. Let me just make sure that because I know, so she was submitted by Luby Godinez, but that's a better Luby Godinez. She's, she's another hit or miss fighter, but I just think being younger, significantly younger, and a bit faster, I think that, in this case, she can basically afford to just point fight, just strike, bounce around. She also has, a better takedown ability.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Elise Reed. I think Jessica Penne, needs to just get her life together, start, substitute teaching somewhere, or doing something else.
She probably has CTE, dude. Teaching is a.
Yeah, but, I don't know. Maybe she could be brought in by
Actually, I don't know if women fighters get CTE.
Some of Amanda Nunez's opponents for sure.
Well, who do you got in?
Okay, so this last women's fight is a bit of a higher caliber, in my opinion. Joselyne Edwards. This is a bantamweight fight. The others here are strawweights. Joselyne Edwards definitely has knockout power. Now, Tamires Vidal is, 3 years younger. 2 inches shorter, 2 inches less reach. 70-inch reach on Joselyne Edwards at 5'8". And see, the thing about Joselyne Edwards is she can she lost to Aylin Perez, which is, there's really no shame in that, given Perez is increasingly, what would you say?
She's on a little.
She missed weight in her last fight, and if not for that, she would have gotten a bonus. Didn't she get a second round submission and then twerk all over the bitch?
Yeah, she definitely twerked after.
Yeah,
I remember that part.
Perez has been improving.
She's making a name for herself.
Nora Cornell also beat Joselyne Edwards. But I like her activity, Joselyne Edwards.
This other girl looks kind of butch, though. You sure about?
Just because Edwards has pigtails, dude, doesn't. The uncanny valley is the fact is still there. So Tamires Vidal, she is 7-3.
She got a neck tattoo, dude.
She did get a neck tattoo. However, she was also knocked out by Melissa Gatto in May, which is not a good look. Before that, she lost a split decision to Rendon. I guess she debuted with a knockout against who the fuck? Ramona Pasquale, who has since
some Asian girl.
Yeah,
She had no idea what she was up against. pounds.
I mean, Pasquale implies
6 and
Hispanic,
5.
not Asian. Yes, yeah. I mean, I think Joselyne Edwards needs this victory. I think she's gonna come out striking with power, which she can do, and yeah, I think she.
She has a 70-inch reach.
They're bantamweights.
That's like a man's reach, though. 5'10".
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
For sure. See, the reach differences. See, like over here though, like at strawweight, like Martinez has, with a 66-inch reach at 5'2".
Yeah.
See, yeah. This one. Yeah.
It's more rare for a woman to have an Ape Index, though.
Is it?
Yeah, because it has to do with your.
Is that sign?
I don't know if that's like bro science that I just made up, but it seems to be the case.
Isn't there who the fuck is there somebody?
I think it has to do with like your testosterone levels when you're in puberty and shit like that.
Dude, you're okay. So I'm 6'2" and a half. You're like 6'2" and 3/4. You're like a little bit taller than me. Yeah. But like my reach is way longer than yours. But I'm also like I weigh a lot less than you.
Yeah. Well, my reach is like the same as my height.
Really?
Which is normal. Yeah.
My reach is what is that? That's 83 or 84. My leg reach is really long too. My torso's short.
Okay. What about Brad Katona
versus sorry for the
Gene Matsumoto?
Alright, so God, this angle. It's a weird angle. This fight. This fight's actually I'm excited for this fight. Brad Katona has been I've had to take him and
look at his reach, 64.5 inches, like he's
that's
like a female reach.
He also Brad Katona is he's a Canadian man, which is almost always like something you don't want to put your money anywhere near, except for the fact that I've had to take him. I had to take him against Butler. I took him against Cody Gibson. That one was just kind of an obvious like tough final that wound up on a pay-per-view card. Garrett Armfield beat him. That Canada card went bad for all male Canadians, but the two female Canadians brutalized a couple of
Katona does have really good grappling.
Well, he's right. Yeah, he shoots takedowns and he fucking, but yeah,
he can stall out the fight.
He did.
Tample and full.
He isn't necessarily just stall out fights, but his power is not. He really doesn't set up submissions. But against John Matsumoto, he's fucking cooked, dude. There's no. Matsumoto is a very, very elite grappler when he needs to be, but his fucking, what was it? He submitted Dan Argueta, who one of the only 3 fights I got wrong on last week's card. He submitted Dan Argueta like it was fucking like just complete light work. And the other thing about him though is that he really he wears people down. I remember his Contender Series fight. It was a unanimous decision, but he just wore the guy down with like submission attempts, and then he hit him with an uppercut. The dude stayed in there, but it was just and Brad, fuck. Wow.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, Matsumoto's probably gonna win this for sure.
Matsumoto definitely is gonna win this. I kicked the cord of this. Dude, this is... Yeah, dude, I gotta get Yeti mics and shit if I'm gonna be for real. If work. But, yeah, dude, I'm Dude, I'm not worried about how many interruptions there's been on all of our fucking prediction videos. Yeah. It's all good. Alright, Matsumoto definitely beats Brad Katona. I mean, that will be on my round robins, by the way. Which I will actually make that video. I was sick last week and didn't.
What about Nicolau and Almabayev?
Alright, so this, aside from the two female strawweight fights, which could be coin tosses, this is the fight where, I think the only other fight where MMA Guru and I disagree. I mean, the thing is, like, people, you know, it's like Nicolau against Alex Perez showed me pretty much what I need to know. Right. I mean, you know, he, in his day, you know, he had a couple of impressive, you know, wins. He, you know, he beat Tim Elliott.
He KO'd Matt Schnell.
Dude, everyone in their 125-pound fucking cousin has KO'd Matt Schnell at this point. I mean, you know, he's got decision wins over Tim Elliott or Dvorak. But, yeah, I mean, he beat Manel Kopp in a fight that was where they were supposed to do a rematch that never happened. It was a split decision. I mean, he won, you know. I mean, that honestly, his biggest victory would probably be the Manel Kopp split decision win.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, yeah, I forgot that he was in the UFC a little bit earlier. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, you're talking about people that just don't matter. I mean, okay, so UFC debut in 2015. He submitted Bruno Correa. That can't be somebody's real name. Wait, what the fuck? Oh yeah, well, and Bruno Correa's last fight, he got knocked out by CJ Vergara on the Contender Series. That's his last professional MMA fight in 2021. Now anyone who watched last week's card knows how CJ Vergara handles pressure. You know, which is by literally running. Yeah, running to gain momentum in the opposite direction.
This guy Almabayev has a win over Vergara.
That actually makes me even more solidified. Is that true? No.
Yeah, he does.
Dude, Vergara looked as pathetic in the vein of Herbert.
But this guy, I don't think he's as good as what was his name from last week?
The other, Tamirov?
Tamirov,
He may not be as good as Tamirov. He doesn't need to be as good as Tamirov. All he needs to be is, you know, all he needs to be is better than Nicolau in the sense that, you know, I mean, Nicolau is just breakable. Like, he has a frailty to him. And
he does have a lot more experience against higher level competition, though.
I mean, think about who's really fought, though. I mean, he beat Tim Elliott.
Well, he's been in the UFC since 2015.
Yeah.
He fought.
I mean, yeah.
Cap and.
I mean, he fought Cap to a split decision, and that was in what 20. That was a long time ago. If Alex Perez like knocking him out just makes me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Almabayev because, if for no better reason that, honestly, you know, he debuted with a submission over O'Day Osborne, and he's a pressure fighter who, you know, I mean, he's 5'4" to Nicolau's 5'6", and those small inches do matter at flyweight, because, you know, at 5'4", he doesn't want to give Nicolau any room to do anything. He's gonna bring the fight to where he wants it, and what that probably is gonna look like is takedowns. Honestly, takedowns, maybe even ground and pound. You know, I would not be surprised if Almabayev finishes Nicolau. Okay. Yeah, and like, Jesus, how many more flyweight fights do we need to watch? Oh, there's only one more on this card, but yeah, that's a better one. But before that, we have.
Oh, you have Elkins and Pineda.
Darren Elkins versus Daniel Pineda. This is actually a tricky fight to pick. So Darren Elkins is only a year older Now, the thing about Pineda is he looked shockingly good in his last fight. Though he did lose to Nathaniel Wood, he looked, I mean, 29-28, he looked surprisingly fast, very good, snappy with a lot of his strikes. You know, he was smart. You know, and that's, you know, that was a year and change after a loss to Alex Caceres where, you know, I was like, you know, this dude needs to be cut. But no, the Nathaniel Wood fight was actually, yeah, it was fun. It was impressive enough. Submitting Tucker Lutz is, you know, is what it is. Cub Swanson knocking him out. Not my favorite thing to see on the record. Of course, he knocked out Herbert Burns. I mean, Herbert Burns, like, basically just fucking crumbles up and cowers. I mean, brings shame to the family. The UFC finally caught him. But regardless, you know, I do think Pineda has the edge over Darren Elkins, although Darren Elkins, his last fight was completely unpredictably, you know, it was almost like the Dalby Bonfim fight where, you know, it looked like he was fucked, and then he wound up with a third round submission against TJ Brown. But, you know, TJ Brown, though, I mean, coming off a submission loss to Bill Aljo around earlier, and you know, and I guess since having been cut from the UFC after Elkins finished them. But even still, I mean, you know, Darren Elkins can still, I mean, he can, you know, he can still surprise you. I mean, you know, like, this, I could regret picking Pineda the way, you know, I picked Tim Means to beat Court McGee on 307, you know, but I honestly, I see Pineda's speed just fucking, I see him just outworking him with strikes. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with Pineda.
All right, what about Jake Hadley versus Cameron Smotherman?
Okay, so originally, Jake Hadley was supposed to fight Brady. Brady Highstand? What's his last name? Highstand.
Yeah.
Yeah, who actually I was taking to beat Hadley because, well, it doesn't matter actually because he's out and Cameron Smotherman's in on 4 days' notice. He was about to fly out for PFL's fucking event, which is also Saturday. Which I mean, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have I'll have one screen with that on. I mean, only because, you know, actually, I mean, I really only care about the AJ McKee fight and then 3 championship fights.
Ngannou.
Ngannou, obviously, but also Johnny Eblin.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Jake Hadley versus Cameron Smotherman. Cameron Smotherman took this fight 4 days' notice. He
lost his fight on the Contender Series.
He did, and this is, I brought this up earlier, I think it may have been on MMA Guru's chat, but god damn. Alright. I can't wait till my hair grows in. Actually look like what I look like. Fucking. Anyway.
It's always the hair, dude.
I mean.
Something. It's alright.
It's, whatever. Like I said, my camera presence will improve. May take a few videos. I think I said that in the first one. Anyway, yeah, Cameron Smotherman, so he basically on the Contender Series was knocked out in 1 minute, the exact same amount of time to the second that it took Aspinall to knock out Curtis Blades. But who he was knocked out by, Grigoriou, right, went on to lose a decision in his debut to Chazan Alir, and then after that, he, you know, when it seemed like he had everything going for him, against a paper-thin, breakable, I believe, Chinese fighter, right? He found himself in a fucking guillotine on the ground and submitted.
Yeah.
So basically, a guy who who knocked Cameron Smotherman out in 60 seconds, got his UFC contract, and then went on to embarrass himself with by exposing the fact that he had no gas tank in his first fight, and then in his second fight, basically make every stupid fucking decision he possibly could, and feed his neck to a guy that was about to get cut from the UFC if he lost.
Yeah.
So Cameron Smotherman is, so what's he been doing since Fury Fight Club? So July he has.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna beat Hadley.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably
I mean,
not.
it's virtually impossible as far as I see things. I mean, although that submission by Anaconda choke in that last fight. I mean, I did watch that, and
Really watched.
yeah, it was like.
You're really doing your research, man.
I mean,
Watching Fury.
Dude, Fury Fight Club's fun. I mean, I don't watch the Fury Challenger series. This knockout over here, but I mean that I genuinely do not think matters. I mean, Cameron Smotherman. Yeah, he's all Fury Fight Club, which is not to be ignored, but at the same time, I mean, look at this record. I mean, you got two.
He's mostly wins, but.
I mean, yeah, but he's got back-to-back split decisions. He's got a couple of knockouts. Typically, they come in the third round, and it's.
You know what though? You gotta say about this guy, he does fight a lot.
I mean, yeah, well, of course.
He stays
after getting knocked out in 60 seconds on the Contender Series, it's I mean, look how soon he fought after that, and he won by KO. I mean, that's
He's serious. He's committed to the game.
Yeah, but just inside the fucking actual octagon, dude. The guy that put him to sleep in 1 minute. Okay, went on to.
I agree.
Be a disappointment. To Longo, Sarah Longo, actually, I believe. Gregorio fights out of.
Okay.
So Jake Hadley, in his last fight, Cameron, what was his name? Cameron Laughlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dude with the webbed neck, not just a thick neck. Like he looked like he had a webbed actual neck, and and it impaired his ability to move. But also, I mean, Hadley's had his losses. Cody Durden, and I mean they're at flyweight. Yeah, entirely flyweight. I mean. Even at flyweight, knocked out Malcolm Gordon. Submission against Candelario. Is he still in the division? No, he was cut promptly. I mean, as he should have been. But regardless, the Laughlin win at bantamweight, and the fact that this fight is at bantamweight, is a good sign for Hadley.
Hadley.
Absolutely going with Jake Hadley.
And
I originally wasn't because he had a better opponent.
Charles Johnson and Sumudaerji.
Okay.
Sumudaerji.
Charles Johnson.
He beat Jake Hadley.
He did. He did beat Jake Hadley. I think
he also just beat Joshua Van
with a third round knockout, 20
nice
seconds into the
right?
round. And he wasn't an uppercut.
I think so. I'm not. Don't.
His fucking babes are such. I would remember fucking No,
but yeah, I think.
Dude, Joshua Van was. I don't want to say it was fraud check necessarily, but he thought he had that fight in the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnson was giving him a run for his money. It was probably 1-1 going into the third round, but bro, Charles Johnson, he's no joke. 5'9" at flyweight with a 70-inch reach. He's big as fuck for the division. Now, his opponent, whose name is pronounced
Sumudaerji.
Yes. Is only an inch shorter at 5'8".
He's also a really big flyweight.
Yeah, they're both very big flyweights. The only thing I would be nervous about for if I were Charles Johnson is this dude's his takedown ability, and he can. I mean, the Malcolm Gordon knockout. I mean, that in itself isn't it. But I mean,
4 years ago.
It was 4 years ago, and also it. I mean, my train of thought being that Charles Johnson gets takedown shot on him. If Tim Elliott though submitted this guy in the first round, that was on that card. That was on the card before Leon Coley, where it was
Song versus Gutierrez.
Yeah, and Matt Schnell submitted him too. A lot of inactivity too. He's only fought once a year for the last 5 years, and he has yet to fight in 2024. And that doesn't make me,
Meanwhile, Johnson has 3 wins this year already.
He does, right? Just this year.
Yeah. Against Joshua Van, Hadley, and
Josh.
How's that Maxim? So he's on a good little win streak.
He certainly is.
He's probably for sure gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, I have enough confidence in Charles Johnson to say that he.
Yeah.
He was always, he's always. Knocked out Jimmy Flick. He lost a split decision at O'Day Osborne, and I can't remember how that fight actually went. But that was so long ago. His debut, he lost to Mikhaev because Mikhaev actually just fucking laid on him and held him down.
It's a tough fight for your debut anyway, right?
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm definitely taking Charles Johnson, actually. I think he figures a way out of anything that this guy brings him.
What about you going to Kyler Phillips versus Rob Font?
Kyler Phillips versus Rob Font. So Kyler Phillips, was it his debut or just his first ranked opponent? He was on the O'Malley.
He just beat Pedro Munoz.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good win.
It was then because Pedro Munoz is still ranked.
That's who Cheeto Vera beat to get his title shot.
No, he beat O'Malley to get his title shot really years earlier, and they gave O'Malley that layup title defense before just allowing the inevitable to happen.
Yeah.
This superior fighter who is Marab to dominate him.
Yeah. This guy, he also beat Song Yadong.
He did do that, and that that's that's a very important win, because I think Song Yadong is still impressive. After the Yan loss, I think he's still impressive. Do I think he beats Umar? Fuck no, not
no. But he did fairly well against Piotr Yan. So he's a good fighter.
He's a very good fighter. He broke Ricky Simone. Ricky Simone will never be the same after fighting Song Yadong. And Rayoni Barcelos too is a very good win. He has submission ability. And I think Rob Font's just washed. I never thought Rob Font was particularly good.
He's getting old, man. For a bantamweight, 37 years old.
How old is Jose Aldo? I called that loss.
But Jose Aldo's a one-of-a-kind fighter. One of the best.
Yes. I still think he should be fighting at featherweight, but, regardless. Because, not to go down a rabbit hole again, but, I picked Batista to win. He did win. I don't like that method of fighting any more than anybody else, but, is what it is. But regardless,
when you pick him to win, though, it's not as bad, right?
No, of course not. I knew he was gonna win regardless. I didn't know. No, I was saying constantly, even in the fucking video, that I may regret this, but
you pulled it out.
I just saw it for him.
Yeah.
So anyway, so basically, what you're dealing with in Rob Font is, he basically, the Adrian Yanez knockout, yes, you know, he saw the opening and took it. But I mean, you know, Sandhagen beat him in a catchweight main event on one of the most boring cards. I mean, there have been some fucking boring ass Apex cards, and that one, I mean, headlined by Corey Sandhagen versus Rob Font at 140, catchweight 140 was a tough one to get through, but and the fight itself was a tough one to get through. I think they made a big deal out of how Dana White left, like, halfway through like the second round of a 5-round fight. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, he's got, you know, I mean, Rob Font's been in the UFC for so long. Fucking George Roop, that was his first fight. Won by not. Yeah, started his UFC career with a few knockouts, including one of Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell is still ranked, by the way.
That guy needs to retire from the sport, dude. He's gonna get.
Dude, he's ranked 15th still.
He's gonna have problems in his.
What?
With his life going forward, man. He knocked out that many times.
I mean, you know another guy who's gonna have problems like that.
Quite a few of them.
Yeah, but like, I mean, there's
Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson. I mean, Tony Ferguson and his family have already had these arguments. Yeah. Like, I mean, they know, like, they know something. They know it's all he has. They know that, or he knows something.
Yeah, they're gonna get Chris Benoit.
Can you imagine if Tony Ferguson set up an elaborate 8-fight losing streak to just come back so fucking hard and just rock the division, tear through fucking everybody, tear through Gaethje, Poirier, fucking. He's just, we're talking about like.
Khabib comes out of retirement.
Dude, fucking that he dethrones fucking Islam, defends the belt in an immediate rematch, beats him even faster. Like Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, bro.
And then at 45, the Tony Khabib fight finally happens, and he wins. Dude, that's someone's fantasy in the Ferguson family, but sadly, they'll probably fight one more time, probably at 170, and then just have to hang it up before his family and children have an intervention. Why are we talking about Tony Ferguson when we should be talking about the main event?
Oh yeah, so Pereira, Hernandez. This is a good one.
Michel Pereira versus Anthony Hernandez.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at this and I see that Michel Pereira is an underdog. Now, I don't care.
You know what though? He used to be a lot more of an underdog. A lot of people are betting on him. Because the line has moved a lot.
Has it?
Yeah. It was at minus.
Wasn't Penne?
He was at plus 130 and now it's at plus 105.
I mean,
or plus 135 or something like that.
I don't understand.
It's kind of weird that he was even an underdog. He's won 8 in a row.
I mean, he has. I think. Fuck betting lines when you're making your actual picks. Like, it's something to take note of. But you do your research, you analyze things, and But anyway, okay. So Hernandez. I don't think either one of them has actually beaten a ranked opponent. I know that, what are they ranked? 13th and 14th right now?
I don't know. That's not the official UFC ranking, though.
Sure it is.
No, it's not.
Look.
They have different.
It does.
Tapology has their own ranking. Here, look. You want to see the rankings?
I guarantee you, it's 13. I guarantee you, Hernandez is 13 and Perez is 14 at middleweight in UFC rankings.
Middleweight. Hernandez, yeah, that's true. So there must be no good PFL middleweights that are better than.
Oh, you're going off the pot, yeah.
So,
well, I mean, sure that Johnny Evelyn for sure. I think that was counted. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So all right, so Anthony Hernandez, right? His obviously, as a grappler in the division, he's very, very. He's had some excellent performances, most recently against Roman Kopylov. He did knock out Edmund Shabazian, although, and also an impressive victory over Marc-Andre Barrios, by submission. Which, you know, I mean, you think about the fact that Chris Curtis, you know, eked out a split decision against Barrio.
So Barrio and Kopylov, they're like guys in like kind of just outside the rankings, right?
I mean, yeah. No, I mean, and now Kopylov, in between losing to Hernandez and fighting Cesar Almeida, I mean, clearly worked on his grappling, but the fact remains that, you know, Hernandez has never fought a ranked opponent. Neither has Michel Pereira, which makes this fight very interesting. And, you know, the thing is, Kopylov, I wanted Kopylov to be able to knock Anthony Hernandez out before Hernandez, you know, got under his chin, took his back, etc.
Yeah.
Sadly, that didn't happen.
We like Kopylov, right? He's got a good
Kopilov's one of those fighters I've been watching for a while.
Yeah.
You know, like Carlos Holberg, like Gene Silva.
Carlos Prates.
Definitely.
Him too.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Michel Pereira is kind of one of those guys too.
Michel Pereira definitely is. And I think Bruno Pereira too, who's I believe is fighting in 308. But regardless, Michel Pereira. So Michel Pereira's fights, you know, have become with each fight just more.
It's good. It's good cinema or whatever you want to say. It's exciting.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Of almost you know, of a fucking, you know, almost a Vince McMahon like induced quality.
He comes out charged up for these fights, man. Backflips.
Like, but and it also what's even more important to note about that is that
he beat
Ihor Pereira.
Chaos Williams ranked? He might have been ranked.
Chaos Williams.
He said win over Chaos Williams.
That must have been one of them was fighting not in their normal weight class. Chaos Williams wasn't ranked, but he fucking sure as fuck won his last fight. No one saw for him, I mean. But no, anyway, so alright, so Michel Pereira, the disqualification loss to Diego Sanchez is what it is.
Oh no, this guy used to be a fucking welterweight. That's what it is.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
That's crazy that because Pereira fights at light heavyweight sometimes.
Yeah,
he's just steamrolling right through him.
I mean, yeah, his power. I mean, first of all, I mean, Anthony Hernandez, his jiu-jitsu is definitely top shelf.
To me, it seems like he's just a different caliber of athlete from Hernandez.
I mean, yeah, first of all, the power of his striking is significantly. I think he can do a number of things. I mean, first of all, I think that anything Hernandez tries to set up will be thrashed off. I think their speed is average. Gas tank wise, Hernandez might have a slight edge.
Michel Pereira is pretty fast, isn't he?
He's very fast. But like, you know, we haven't seen him go past the first round in how many years? In, like basically 2 years. Like, you know, I mean, I think you know
steamrolling people.
And
he beat Owen Jacek, who's pretty good.
Dude, Oleg Sejcik win was like amazing, and then the Ihor Pereira fight. So, 54 seconds, right? He flattens him onto his back. There's a backflip landing his knee in the fucking chest. You know, chest. I mean, illegal or not. Honestly, I don't think it was. I think people were looking at each other like that has to be. It has to be illegal.
I think it was illegal, but
it was flat on his back.
He did a backflip.
He did a backflip and landed. Yeah, exactly. I mean, landed that knee. I mean, it's not like he needed that to. I mean, he didn't even. And then rather than just ground and pounding him, you know, into oblivion, he stood Pereira up, and fucking submitted him by standing guillotine, achieving all of this in 54 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, Ihor Pereira, you know, was separated in clinches about 9 times from Cesar Almeida. at UFC 307.
Yeah, and
if not for those separations, who knows?
And Cesar Almeida is no joke. Like, he's pretty good.
No joke at all. Trains with Alex Pereira, Brazilian kickboxer. I think that Michel Pereira is more than likely going to get a finish over Anthony Hernandez. I think that
he's gonna get in the first round.
I don't know. I don't. I mean, it's a 5-round fight. I mean, I didn't see Robelis Tyler going all 5 rounds either. But at middleweight, dude, like,
yeah, those flyweights go the distance a lot more frequently than middleweights.
That is true. That's very true.
I feel like he's gonna get an early finish, but
I mean, I think Anthony Hernandez, has his game plan has to be, how do I find the submission? I mean, he might.
He's gonna try, or at least get control of him and take away his explosive finish, like because Pereira's like a really fast twitch guy.
Yeah.
So the game plan will be to just tire him out in the beginning.
I don't know about that. I mean, Hernandez, like if he can take the back, he's gonna look for submission. I mean, he's gonna probably be looking for anything. I'm not just talking about arm triangles, fucking Kimuras, fucking heel hooks, arm bars, whatever you can find. And Pereira is gonna have to be, he's gonna have to just be, constantly moving, constantly striking. Because he abuses people with the output of his strikes.
Yeah.
Andre Petrossi was fucking fucked. Like, that was just...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, watching, who is it, who is it that just, Tamirov fights CJ.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and so many other fights with similar ilk. The thing is about this main card, like, I have a level of confidence that Michel Pereira will beat Hernandez that is actually affecting the way I'm betting, and not the way I'm betting, but what I'm doing in terms of as I say, reducing the house edge, guaranteeing as much as such a thing as possible that I will break even and make money. So I'll make a video on that later in my in the luxury of one of my own apartments, because this. Well, actually, no. My friend's place is fine. It's just that
you can't smoke in here.
I can't. Yeah, I need a fucking cigarette. That's right here.
It's probably a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah, here. Well, it is, but like just here. Let's a little epilogue while we go outside.
Show my whole apartment. Oh, you're going outside to smoke. All right.
Yeah. He really is that nervous about people. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, his what he does for a living is I'm totally joking, by the way. My friend doesn't have any reason to be as paranoid as he is. He's just one of those guys. But he was supposed to come to Hollywood yesterday, but he told me he was sick. My suspicion is that he was just watching the fucking Dodgers play. Right?
What?
Oh.
Don't put my business out there.
Yeah, my hair will grow in and I'll look good by the time the 308 fucking video comes out, so anyone wants to give me any shit, do it. I mean, actually, I don't mind. It's fine. Just, I just want to sweep this card, and hopefully enough of you will listen to my predictions, and perhaps that'll sway some of your decision making in the positive direction. Definitely watch the video that I post after this, because actually doing something kind of unorthodox, where I'm round robining first and then again before I then go on to make whole card parlays where 1, 2, 3 fights are left off, etc. And there's a reason for that, actually, when it comes to this card in particular. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna look like a jarhead for a couple of days.